Guruji, you are live. Can start.
श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयम् करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करम् लोकशङ्करम् सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् वसुदेवसुतम् देवम् कंसचाणूरमर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णम् वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे. With the abundant blessings of our Acharya Swamiji, we have been proceeding with Srimad Bhagavad Gita study. We are in chapter 4, Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga, the intricacies of karma. What is karma? What is vikarma? What is akarma? How to see karma in akarma, and how to see akarma in karma. This kind of intricacies Bhagavan was explaining. Now he is continuing the same exposition. Tyaktva karma phala sangam nitya trapto nirashrayah karmam abhipravrittopi naiva kinchet karoti saha. How to see akarma in karma? He explained with some examples, isn't it? How to see akarma in karma. Like Krishna himself was an example. He is doing a lot of work, but he is doing no work. So that is what is being explained again here. How one should do work. He is explaining that once again. Tyaktva karma phala asangam. Totally renouncing attachment to the fruits of karmas. Karma phala asangam. Attachment to the fruits of karmas, tyaktva, renouncing. Nitya triptaha. See, one is, you are saying you have renounced the fruit of the karmas, but you are not satisfied with what you are, what you have. That is not enough. Not only you should renounce the fruits of karma, not only you don't you should also be 100% contented with what Bhagavan has given you. Nitya tripta. Nirakangsho vishayeshu iti arthaha. No expectation from any mundane matter. That is nitya triptaha. Nirashrayaha. Not depending on anything. See, we have a lot of supports. Without those supports, we are nowhere, we are nobody. That should not be the case. We should need no support. We don't need any support other than Ishvara. Nirashrayaha. Yati ashritya purushartham sisadhayishati. That is, by resorting to something, you want to achieve something. Some purushartha you want to achieve. Maybe dharma, artha, kama. You want to achieve by resorting to something. Drishta drishta ishta phala sadhana ashraya rahitaha. What is that ashraya? Drishta drishta ishta phala sadhana ashraya rahitaha. The means of attaining fruits of what you desire may be seen, may be unseen. Seen and unseen fruits of actions and the fruits that you desire. This is your ashraya. This is your support, your refuge. You don't take any refuge in such matters. Karmanya vipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti taha. If you are satisfying these conditions, that is, you have renounced attachment to the fruits of karmas completely. You are ever contented. You are not depending on anything for any purpose. Then karmani abhipravrittopi, even though you are engaged always in karma. Naivakinchet taroti saha, he is not doing anything. He is not doing any karma. So akarma and karma has been defined even more clearly in this sloka. Vidusha kriyamanam karma paramarthataha akarma eva. The jnani, whatever karma he does, it is only for paramartha. It is only for going closer to Bhagavan. So it is akarma only. Tasya nishkriya atma darshana sampannatvat. Because he has already achieved atma darshana, where there is no kriya. In atma darshana, there is no kriya, which he has already achieved. So whatever kriya he does is as good as he is not doing this. तेन एवं भूतेन स्वप्रयोजन अभावात् ससाधनं कर्म परित्यक्तव्यम् इति प्राप्ते. He should renounce all karmas along with the means. Parityaktavyam. Swaprayojana abhavat. No selfish purpose is required to be achieved. Tataha nirgama sambhavat lokasangraha chikirshaya. Then why he is doing karma? You may be raising this question, which has been answered before. He is answering it once again. If he is renouncing all karmas, why is he engaged in karma? Karmani abhipravrittopi. Nirgama asambhavat, he is not able to come out of the karma because of his nature. Then how he will do the karma? No, loka sangraha chikirshaya. For helping universal welfare. Shishta vigarhana aparijahirshaya. That is, good people, virtuous people may accuse you saying this fellow is lazy doing nothing. In order to avoid that accusation, that can be another cause of your actions. Shishta vigarhana aparijahirshaya. पूर्ववत् अकर्मणि अभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि निष्क्रिय आत्मदर्शन संपन्नत्वात् नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः. Because he has identity with Atma, complete identity, he is not doing any work. त्यक्त्वा कर्मफलासङ्गम् नित्यतृप्तो निराश्रयः कर्मण्यभिप्रवृत्तोऽपि नैव किञ्चित् करोति सः. निराशीर्यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति कल्बिषम्. The same thought is explained further, because there may be a doubt that this fellow is ever engaged in work, because work is always associated with bodily movement. Shariram kevalam karma. So if somebody is engaged in bodily work, he is going for bhiksha, for collecting food. He wants to maintain his body. That is bodily work. So that may result in a misapprehension that he is doing work. Actually, he is not doing work. So प्रत्यगात्मनि निष्क्रिये संजात आत्मदर्शनः सः दृष्टादृष्ट इष्टविषयाशीः विवर्जिततया दृष्टादृष्टार्थे कर्मणि प्रयोजनम् अपश्यन् ससाधनं कर्मसन्न्यस्य शरीरयात्रामात्रचेष्टः इति ज्ञाननिष्ठः मुच्यते. This is the essence of this shloka. Essence of this shloka he is giving in one sentence. Shankara. He has renounced all karmas along with the means, sasadhanam, because he has no prayojanam, he has no expectation of fruit. Drishtadrishta ishta vishayashihi vivarjitataya. He has no expectation of any type of fruit, seen and unseen. Why he is doing like that? Because he has attained Atma Darshana, Sanjata Atma Darshana. Pratyagatmani Nishkriye Sanjata Atma Darshana. He is seeing Atma in his own self, not outside the body, in himself. Pratyagatmani means in his own Atma, not somewhere else. Nishkriye, that Atma is without any action. So he is identified with that Atma. So he is also Nishkriya, no action. So that point is being explained like this. Nirashihi yata chittatma tyakta sarva parigraha nirashihi. No expectation from anything. Yata chitta atma. Chitta is mind. Mind is under control. What is Atma? Atma has been defined. You see, the words have different meanings in different contexts. So he is explaining Atma Bhashyaha Karya Karana Sangharaha. External organs which are engaged in work. So that they are also under control. Mind is under control. External organs which are all engaged in work are also under control. Tekta sarva parigraha. He has left all possessions. Parigraha is possession. There is no possession with him. He has renounced all possession. Possession does not mean property or anything like that. Even mentally, he does not want to possess anything. He is not interested in possessing anything. That is parigraha. He is not engaged in any action for the sake of possession. Tyakta sarva parigraha shariram kevalam karma kurvan na apnoti kilbisham. When he is doing only bodily work, kevalam, shariram kevalam karma kurvan, he is engaged in only bodily work. That means what? His mind is entirely associated with Atma. He is engaged in body work out of habit. Even then, na apnoti kilbisham, he will not incur any sin. Now, what is sin? Because he is already a jnani. Jnani is above punya and papa. So, what is the sin he is talking about here? Sin is coming back to samsara. Shankara explains nicely. Tasmat tabhyam muktaha bhavati samsarat muktaha bhavati iti artha. Dharmopi mumukshoho kilbishameva bandhapadakatvat. Even dharma may become a bondage for him. So he is away from all samsaric activities. Papam anishtarupam dharmam cha. That is what he is saying. Not only sin, Kilbisham he is explaining as not only sin, even that dharma which will go against you. He has to be careful. That is why he said earlier, Jnani engages in karma only for universal welfare and for maintaining his body, not for any other purpose, he said. Shariram karma kevalam tatrapi abhimana varjitam sharira sthitimattra prayojanam. Without sense of ahankara, I am doing this. Even when he does bodily work, there is no sense of I-ness, ahankara. And his only expectation is maintaining the body. Sharira sthitimattra prayojanam. He's explaining it in great detail, but this is the main point. यदा तु शरीरस्थितिमात्रप्रयोजनं शारीरं कर्म अभिप्रेतं भवेत्, only when he does work for maintaining the body, तथा दृष्टादृष्टप्रयोजनं कर्म विधिप्रतिषेधगम्यं शरीरवाङ्मनोभिर्निर्वर्त्य अन्यत् अकुर्वन्. So he is not interested in any benefit, any fruit, seen and unseen. Viधिप्रतिषेधगम्yam, because all these fruits are connected with karmas which are prohibited and karmas which should be maintained, which should be done. Now he is above all this. So whether he does any work with his speech, with his body, with his mind, he is as good as not doing anything. Aham karobi iti abhimanavarditaha shariradicheshtamatram lokadrishya kurvan na apnoti kilbisham. Aham karomi iti abhimanavarditaha. I am doing this work. That sense of I-ness is completely not there in him. So, Shariradi Chashta Matram, he is appearing to do some work with his body, etc. Lokadrishya, in the eyes of the people, even then, he is not incurring any sin. Jnanagni sarva karmatvat apratibandhena muchyati eva. Because Jnanagni dagdha karmanam, he said, all his karmas are already burnt in the fire of Jnana. So, no more accumulation of karma. There is nothing between him and moksha. Apratibandhena muchyate. यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टः द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते. The ideas are continued further. How he should do karma, whatever little karma he does. Yadrichalabhasantushtaha. He goes for bhiksha, he does not get anything on one day. On one day he gets too much. On another day he gets bhiksha which is not to his liking. He is equal in approach in all these three cases. Yadrichalabha santushta. He is satisfied with whatever he gets in the natural course. Yadricha is in the natural course, without any special effort. Without any special effort, he does not go and ask for bhiksha. No, you give me this type of bhiksha, you give me a little more. That is not yadricha. Whatever comes to him in the natural course. Bhiksha is only one example. Any action which he does, because when he is engaged in action for universal welfare, some people may misunderstand him, some people may denounce him, some people may applaud him. Now that applause and denunciation also he should take equally. That is edircha labha santushtaha. Whatever he gets, he should be satisfied with that. Whatever he gets in course of nature, edirchaya. Dvandvatitaha, beyond the dualities, that is sukha, dukkha, pleasure, pain, this kind of dualities. Shetoshnadibihi hanyamanopi abhishanna chittaha dvandvatitaha. Even when he is affected by heat and cold and pleasure and pain, this kind of dualities, abhishanna chittaha, his mind is not agitated. Vimatsaraha, no vairi bhava, no sense of hostility with anywhere. Nirvaira buddhi. Nobody is hostile, nothing is hostile. Even if somebody accuses him. I think I mentioned the story of Ekanatha once. He went and took bath in the Godavari, and then there was a person who was very hostile to him. He was standing in the first floor, and then he spit on him after he emerged from his bath. From the top, he was spitting on him. Eka did not react. He went back to Godavari and had his bath again. He came back again, he spit. And this happened 100 times. And all the 100 times, he did not show any reaction. That is Vimatsaraha. At the end, after 100 times this was done, that man became nervous, became shocked. He came down, he fell at his feet, and he said, "How did you not react at all when I spat on you 100 times?" He said, "Every time you spat on me, it gave me an additional opportunity to bathe in the sacred Godavari. You helped me. So that was my reaction. Who said I was not having a reaction? I was having a reaction. This was my reaction." So that is Vimatsara, no hostility. Samasiddhavasiddhau cha krutvapi na nibadhyate siddhau asiddhau cha samaha. Whether you get something, whether you don't get anything, whether it is success or whether it is failure, you are equal, equanimous. If you have these qualifications, Kritvapi na nibadhyate. Even when you are engaged in action, it is as good as akarma, no action, na nibadhyate. There is no bondage of that karma. Because every karma will provide Punya or papa, we have seen before. There is no karma, mental, bodily, or by means of speech, vocal. No, there is no karma which will not produce result, punya or papa. So much of punya or papa we are accumulating every day, every minute, over so many crores of janma. They are all there on our account. But this jnani, even though he is engaged in karma, there is no further accumulation of, because all his karmas are already burnt away in the fire of jnana. So no further bondage for him because he is fulfilling these conditions. Yadriksha labha santushtaha. Aprarthita upanataha labha yadriksha labha. That means not requesting for any benefit. That is what you get by in the course of nature. Sanjata alapratyaya. I am satisfied. That is santushtaha. Alapratyaya means enough. I have got enough. In all conditions. When you have nothing also, you have got enough. When you have got more than normal, so that also is enough. Everything is enough. That is yadriksha labha santushtaha. निराशीर् यतचित्तात्मा त्यक्तसर्वपरिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम् यदृच्छालाभसन्तुष्टो द्वन्द्वातीतो विमत्सरः समसिद्धावसिद्धौ च कृत्वापि न निबध्यते गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते. Now this is being emphasized again and again so that we understand this concept properly. So various angles it is taking up. Same point of how there is no accumulation of karma. Samagram karma praviliyate. Samagram means an entirety. All his karma praviliyate. It gets dissolved. It gets dissolved. It is not there anywhere anymore. For whom? For whom? For one who is fulfilling these conditions. Gata sangas, yeah. Who has renounced all attachment has vanished. Muktasya, who has been liberated already, is a Jivan Mukta. That is, a Jivan Mukta who has attained jnana, who has attained mukti, even then he is engaged in karma, isn't it, like Janaka? So will he accumulate any further karma, any further punya and papa, will he come down? Because he is still holding the body. That is why Muktasya is taken up. Even in his case, Jnana avasthita chetasaha, his mind is ever established in jnana. He has never lost his identity with Atma. That is established in jnana. Jnana avasthita chetasaha. Yajnaya acharata karma. He is doing karma for what purpose? Yajnaya. For the sake of Ishvara. Because Yajna was defined as Ishvara earlier. Yajnaya karmanonyatra, he said. Yajnaya acharata karma. The karma which is performed only in the spirit of sacrifice, only in the spirit of dedication to Ishvara. That karma gets dissolved totally. Samagram praviliyate. The samagram means in entirety, normal meaning in Sanskrit. But Shankara got a way of extending the meanings of normally understood words also. Many times we have seen that. Analam, for example, he said, Analam, Anala is normally fire. But he said Analam means not enough. Analam. Because fire is something where it never says enough. The more firewood you put, the more it burns. So it never says enough. So alam means enough, analam means not enough. So the extended meaning which he derived in that context. Similarly here, Samagram he derives another meaning. Saha agrena phalena vartate iti. It exists along with agra. Agra means the front part. The front part is fruit because you start the karma with fruit in mind. So that is in the front of your mind. Saha agrena phalena vartate. Fruit was in your mind. Fruit was the goal. So including the fruit. This is for a normal person. For a jnani, there is no fruit. That is why he says the karma, along with its fruit, gets dissolved. So samagram he is defining life along with the fruit. Sama agrena phalena vartate. Ends or fruits. Agra is the end or fruit. It's a very interesting explanation. Brahmarpanam brahmavihi brahmagnav brahmanahutam brahmaiva tena gantavyam brahma karma samadhina. He has already explained the attitude with which such a jnani performs various activities. This further explanation of his attitude. How a jnani, so see, all this is being taught to us to ordinary people, so that we at least aim at something close to that. We know we are nowhere near that goal. Yes, we are nowhere. That doesn't mean that we don't even understand that, we don't even make attempt to reach even 0.1% of that goal. It doesn't mean that. We should keep, because time is value here. This time as human being, which I have explained before, Durlabha. So something which is there, which is available to you now, don't waste time on activities which do not help in this goal, achieving this goal. So goal is being emphasized. So the repeated emphasis is only for that purpose, keeping ordinary people in mind. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavihi, Brahmagnau, Brahmanahutam. Now he is taking an example of a yajna. A yajna in which there is a agni, there is a fire, there is a havis, there is an offering. There is an offering of havis, and there is a person who is doing that, yajamana. There is a yajamana, there is agni, there is havis, isn't it? Even in ordinary homams which we do at homes, we have this. And we have a means of depositing a ladle, a spoon, isn't it? How do you deposit that offering into the agni? So these four are there. Not only the ladle or spoon, there are other materials required, isn't it? There are other materials required to help you in achieving this. First of all, you have to construct the Homakunda. There are various procedures before and after. So all those are there. Enabling measures. So all that comes under Brahmarpanam. All the enabling measures. Enabling measures to perform the yajna. Now, whenever you do yajna, you don't consider them as enabling measures. You don't look at the ladle as a ladle, a spoon as a spoon, a darbha as a darbha, but you look at it as Brahma, Parabrahma itself. That is what Jnani does. For him, everything is Brahma. Everything is Brahma. So you have to achieve that state of looking at everything as Parabrahma Swarupam. That is why Brahma Arpanam. Arpanam is, in this context, Arpanam is the means of performing that yajna, the ladle and the other auxiliaries. All of them are Brahman only. Now, what does it mean in the context of not performing a yajna, in the context of normal activities which the jnani does? Same attitude. This is example. This yajna is taken as an example. So, when he performs an activity, whatever enabling measures are there for performing that activity, they are also Brahman. Brahma Abhihi, whatever havis, whatever offering, oblation he performs in that Agni, that is also Brahman. Brahma Agnau, the Agni is also Brahman. Brahmana Ahutam, who is performing this yajna? Yajamana. He is also Brahman. So all the four are Brahman. The enabling auxiliary measures are Brahman. The havis which is offered into the Agni is Brahman. The Agni itself is Brahman. And the person who is offering, he is also Brahman. Yajamana is also Brahman. Brahmana hutam. It has been offered by Brahman, Parabrahman. Then, what is the purpose of doing this yajna? Normally, we do yajna for various purposes. When we do Ganapati Homam, we expect that all our activities will be fulfilled without any obstruction. Isn't it? When we perform Mrityunjaya Homam, we expect that we will live long without any sickness. So there is an expectation. There is a fruit associated with that Homam. Similarly, there are other yajnas for which fruits are mentioned. So what is the fruit of this yajna which we are talking about here? That is not the fruit. Brahmaivate nagantavyam. He will reach only Brahman because he has already looked at everything as Brahman. He is looking at himself as Brahman. He is looking at Agni as Brahman. He is looking at Havis as Brahman. He is looking at enabling materials as Brahman. So he will reach Brahman only. His goal is Brahman only. His destination. Gantavyam is destination. His destination is Brahman only. But for whom is all this? Brahma karma samadhina. He is established firmly. Samadhi means firmly established in Brahma karma, in activity which will lead to Brahma. He is engaged in some activity. He is walking towards taking Bhiksha. He is walking towards a hall where he is going to deliver a lecture, let's say. That is a karma. But he is not thinking, I am going to deliver a lecture, I am going to speak on this subject, so and so will come and listen. That is not the thought. He is thinking, I am Brahman, the lecture is also Brahman, the audience is also Brahman. That is his thinking. He is established firmly. Thinking means not apparent, superficial. No. That is why he is saying, he is using the word samadhi. Samadhi means firmly getting established. What is the normal meaning of samadhi? Samadhi normally means one who is firmly established in Brahma Jnana, isn't it? When somebody is doing Dhyana Yoga is going to be taken up in chapter 6. So what is samadhi? Samadhi is the ultimate, where he forgets everything, forgets his body, forgets everything, forgets even the triputi, that is the meditator, the object of meditation, and the act of meditation. There are three, isn't it? The person who meditates, the object of meditation, that is Ishvara in whatever form, and the act of meditating. There are three. When you start the samadhi activity, when you start samadhi activity, but after some time, you lose yourself, you lose the action, you are Ishvara yourself. So three become one. That is samadhi. So Brahma Karma Samadhi, he is in that state always. This Jnani is ever in that state because he has identified himself with Atma, which is Ishvara. So he considers himself as Atma, not as the body, and he is engaged in that kind of activity. That is Brahma Karma. The activity itself is Brahman. The activity is having the purpose as goal as Brahman. All the components of the activities are also Brahman. So here Shankara explains this, saying, right perception is being lauded, he says. Right perception. How you perceive. What is your mind perception? That is why he is using the yajna as an example. And he says, Nivritta karmanaha api sarva karma sanyasinaha samyak darshana stutyartham yajnatva sampadanam jnanasya sutaram upapadyate. Why he is choosing the yajna as an example? He is giving a reason for it. Nivritta karmanaha api, even though this jnani has renounced all karmas, sarva karma sanyasinaha, he has mentally renounced all karmas, he physically also renounced all karmas. Samyak darshana stutyartham, but he is ever engaged in Atma darshana. He has never dissociated himself with Atma at any point of time to understand that Yajnatva Sampadanam Jnanasya Sutaram Upapadyate. Yajnatva Sampadanam, his attachment to Ishvara, his attachment to Atma can be best explained by using Yajna as an example. Yajnatva Sampadana Jnanasya Sutaram Upapadyate. It is highly appropriate to use this because Yajna is always associated with Ishvara, isn't it? Yajno by Vishnu, Veda says. Yajna itself is Ishvara. So, if you give Yajna as an example, it shows that he is ever associated with Ishvara. So, this is the best example. Instead of taking some worldly, mundane example, he is taking example of Yajna. गतसङ्गस्य मुक्तस्य ज्ञानावस्थितचेतसः यज्ञायाचरतः कर्म समग्रं प्रविलीयते ब्रह्मार्पणं ब्रह्महविः ब्रह्माग्नौ ब्रह्मणाहुतं ब्रह्मैव तेन गन्तव्यं ब्रह्मकर्म समाधिना दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माग्नावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति. Now, since he started with yajna as an example, he is continuing with that concept of yajna. He says, there are many types of yajnas. Not only the yajnas which we understand as yajna, something which is offered into Agni, which we started with. Using the same parallel, same analogy, he is describing various activities which a yani performs dedicated to Ishvara. Various activities a yani performs dedicated to Ishvara. They are also yajnas in a different context, not in the context of Agni, etc., but in a different context. So he is explaining all those activities, how to associate them with the term yajna. So the concept of yajna is being widened here so that you understand, you relate to the original yajna and you understand this, what he is doing. Daivamevapare yajnam yoginaha paryupasate. Here yoginaha should be understood as karma yogis, those who are still engaged in karma. Apare yoginaha, there are some other yogis. Daivameva yajnam paryupasate. They offer yajnas to the devas. That is like Ganapati Homam, Mrityunjaya Homam, Sudarshana Homam, etc. They are all offerings to various deities, various devatas. So that is what he is saying. So he is starting with that, which is normal yajna, which we understand simply. So simple yajna, he is starting so that our understanding is clear. So some yogis keep on doing yajnas, not for any particular benefit for themselves, but for universal welfare. But for universal welfare, they keep doing those yajnas. Daivameva apare yajnam yoginaha paryupasate, daivam paryupasate. They are all worshipping various deities by performing those yajnas. Brahma agnavapare yajnam yajnenaivopajuhvate. Brahma agnav, some others, apare, some others, in the fire of Brahma, yajnam yajnena upajuhvati. They offer yajna itself in Brahman, and the means is also Brahman, yajnena. Where it is being offered, that Agni is Brahman. Okay. Am I audible now?
Yes, sir.
Yes. There was some power
Yes, sir. You're
failure.
audible now.
Yeah, okay. So we proceed. The first part of the shloka is with reference to yogis who are engaged in karma. The first part of the shloka is about yogis who are engaged in karma. The second part is about those jnanis who have abandoned karma. Because we saw earlier, isn't it? Some are like Janaka, some are like Sanat Kumara. So first part is about yogis who are like Janaka. They keep doing yajnas for the sake of universal welfare, whereas the second part is about jnanis. Second part is about jnanis who don't perform such karmas. They consider everything as Brahman, Brahmagnau, Apare Yajnam, Yajnenaiva Upajuhvati. Hello? Yeah. No. I wanted to know whether I am audible now because there was a power failure. So they are offering their Jivatma in the fire of Paramatma. That is Yajna. This is a very subtle matter which he is explaining in the second part. Brahma Agnav is Parabrahma Agni. Apare, some others who are jnanis, yajnam yajnenaiva upajuhvati. They are doing this, the offering of Jivatma as a yajna, and the offering itself is yajna. सोपाधिकस्य आत्मनः निरुपाधिकेन परब्रह्मस्वरूपेण एव यत् दर्शनं सः तस्मिन् होमः तं कुर्वन्ति ब्रह्मात्मैकत्वदर्शननिष्ठाः सन्न्यासिनः. Those sannyasis who are established in their knowledge of the sameness, the equality of Parabrahman and Atma. So, Sopadhikasya Atmana, the Atma which has the Upadhi. The Upadhi is body. Atma which has the Upadhi, which has the attribute of the body. That is Sopadhikasya Atma. Nirupadhikena Parabrahma Swarupena. Parabrahma which has no Upadhi, no attribute, that is no body, pure Satchidananda Swarupa. So this Atma they are offering into that Paramatma. That is Tasmin Homaha Tam Kurvanti. This is considered like a Homa. Shankara explains it nicely. So this is for Jnani who is not doing a karma. Then what about others? He is taking various categories. श्रोत्रादीन इंद्रियाण्यन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन विषयानन्ये इंद्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति. Some others, they have not reached that state. They are on the path of spirituality. They are also jnanis. So they are still practicing. What they do? Shrotraadine indriyani. The sense organs like ear, eye, etc. These sense organs, anye, some others, samyama agnishu juhvati. They are offering that, these sense organs, in the fire of subjugation, in the fire of control. That means what? They are always intent on controlling the sense organs by application of their intellect. Samyama is exercised by the intellect. Control is exercised by the mind and the intellect. So mind and the intellect are ever active in controlling the sense organs. They are in that condition. They have not still reached the other condition, Brahmagna, Apare, Yajnam, Yajnana, Upajuhvati. They have not reached that state. So they are in this condition. So some people are doing like that. That means controlling their sense organs by means of their mind, etc. That is considered as a yajna of the sense organs in the fire of control. So there is an offering and there is a fire. That is the analogy he is drawing continuously from the first one. Shabdadin, Vishayananya, Indriyagni Sujapati, some others, they are in still lower state. So what they do? Indriya itself is Agni, the sense organ itself is Agni, and objects, Shabdadin, Vishayan, the objects like sound, etc. Sound is an object for the sense of hearing. A vision is an object for the sense of vision, an object which you see. An object which you taste is an object for the tongue, and so on. So these objects are being offered in the Agni of Indriyas, the sense organs. That means what? Once it is offered in the Agni, what happens? It gets completely dissolved. It is no longer exists. Similarly, these objects, sense objects, do not exist for them. They exist, but they don't consider them as objects. They have developed a complete disassociation with those objects. That is the sense here. The previous one was they have established complete disassociation with the sense organs themselves by using the mind. Here it is the next lower level here. Now, one commentator explains the samyama agnishu. Samyama dharana dhyanam samadhihi iti trayam eka vishayam samyamaha. That means how to control these various sense organs like ear, eye, etc. Shrotradi indriyani anye samyamagnishu. What is the samyama to be exercised for controlling this? What is the method? The method is divert your mind towards Ishvara. Don't divert your mind towards the sense organs. Dharana, dhyanam, samadhihi iti trayam eka vishayam samyamaha. There are three stages which we will see later on when we go to chapter 6. In the last stage, when you reach samadhi, there is a dharana. That means controlling the mind and fixing it in one place. Dhyana is continuous meditation. Samadhi is what we just described, meditation with great intensity. So all these three stages together should be taken as samyama, he says. That is the opinion of the commentator. Brahmananda Giri, a great commentator, says this. Dharana, dhyanam, samadhi, iti trayam eka vishayam samyamaha. So you get into that. You get into the samadhi state so that you will not pay any attention to your sense organs. That is the method. That is the way of control. दैवमेवापरे यज्ञं योगिनः पर्युपासते ब्रह्माज्ञावपरे यज्ञं यज्ञेनैवोपजुह्वति श्रोत्रादीनिन्द्रियान् अन्ये संयमाग्निषु जुह्वति शब्दादीन् विषयान् अन्ये इन्द्रियाग्निषु जुह्वति. सर्वाणि इन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नौ जुह्वति ज्ञानदीपिते. Some others, apare, what they do? Sarvani, Indriya Karmani, Prana Karmani. They go one step ahead of the earlier Jnani. We came down, now we are going up again. Sarvani, Indriya Karmani, not only all the activities of the sense organs, even Prana Karmani, even the activities of Prana. Now he is introducing another aspect. We have prana, apana, vyana, samana, udana, 5 activities which are associated with prana. Prana is not just the air that we breathe. Prana is a Shakti, is a power. Yes, it starts with the air, but it has a certain power which activates the body. Various activities are performed by these pranas, pancha pranas, five pranas. It goes all over the body, activates all the organs. It also helps in digestion, etc., etc. So it helps in excretion, that is apana is excretion. So all these various activities of the body are done by the power of these five pranas. So he says, prana karmani, even those prana karmas which are done by these pranas, all these indriya karmas as well as prana karmas, activities of the sense organs, activities of the pranas, which are happening involuntarily. We are not doing anything for that, isn't it? Indriya karmas, at least, we are doing. We are using our eyes for seeing. We are using our ears for hearing. We cannot say we are using our nose for inhaling the air. It is a constant activity. Without that, you cannot maintain your body. So it is an involuntary activity. But even those activities, they are Atma Samyama Yoga Agno Yukvate Jnana Deepite. Atma Samyama Yoga Agni. That is the Agni which he is using. What is that? Samyama we have seen before. Control. Atma Samyama, self-control. That is the yoga. That is the control which unites you with Ishvara. The control of these Indriya karmas and Prana karmas, which unites you with Ishvara, that is the Agni. In that Agni, which is kindled by Jnana Deepite. This Agni is being kindled. You use a small fan for kindling the Agni, isn't it, in Homa? Similarly, what is the kindling factor here? Jnana is the kindling factor. You never lose sight of Jnana. Because of the Jnana, you exercise this Atma Samyama, which is in the form of Agni. There you are offering all these Indriya karmas and Prana karmas as offerings. Means what? You are continuously exercising your jnana, you are continuously exercising your self-control so that you do not care for sense organs, you do not care even for your pranas. Maintaining your prana is Ishvara's job, it is not your job. He will see that your prana is maintained, your apana is maintained, your samana, udana, all that is maintained in a proper condition. See, those who are engaged in tapas for thousands of years, we read in Puranas, they forget their body, they forget everything. How is it possible? Because Ishvara takes care of their body. Because at the end of the tapas, they are back to their normal. Brahma comes in front of them, offers them some boon. He touches them, they become normal. What is all this? How is it possible? Somebody is taking care of that. That is what he is saying. द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञा योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्यायज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः. Some others यतयः संशितव्रताः. We are not talking about ordinary people. In all these shlokas that we are going through, we are not talking about ordinary people. We are talking about jnanis only of different types, different grades, different mental attitudes. They are all yatis, yatayaha. They are all self-controlled people. Yati means one who has controlled his mind is yati. Yatayaha samshita, sannyasis are known as yatis for this reason, because they have their mind under control. Samshita vrataha, their vrata is very sharp. Samshita vrataha. Sharpened vrata means what? Their determination. Vrata means determination. They are determined to do something. What they are determined to do? They are determined to attain Ishvara. They are determined to attain moksha. So, Yateha Samshita Vrataha. So those yatis who have brought everything under control and who are determined to attain moksha, they do various things. What are the various things? Apare, some others. Dravya yajnaha, they are offering whatever they have, materials. Whatever materials they have, they offer for universal welfare. Dravya yajna is Tirtheshu dravya viniyogam yajna buddhya kurvanti. That is how Shankara explains. Whenever they go to some tirtha, they give all these dravyas, all these materials as charity. Dravya viniyogam. In what sense they do? Yajna buddhya kurvanti. They give it as an offering to Ishvara. They are not giving in the sense of offering to a human being. They are giving as an offering to Ishvara, and the act of offering is also Ishvara. Everything is Ishvara. Dravya yajnaha, tapo yajnaha. Some others are engaged in tapas, continuous tapas. That is their yajna. They are offering that to Ishvara. Yoga yajnas tatha pare. Some others are using yoga. Here yoga means dhyana yoga. So प्राणायाम प्रत्याहारादि लक्षणः योगः यज्ञः तेषां ते योग यज्ञाः. Shankara explains pranayama, pratyahara, etc. These are the steps in that dhyana yoga. So, which we will see in chapter 6. So, some others are doing that continuously. They are ever engaged in dhyana yoga. They are ever engaged in dhyana. Some others go for tirthatana, they give charity. Some others are engaged in tapas. So, it's taking different types. Some others, swadhyaya jnana yajnashta. Some others are doing swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means Veda Parayana, studying Puranas, studying religious literature. That is swadhyaya. Swadhyaya is self-study of Vedas, Puranas, Shastras, etc. They continuously do that. That is their yajna. Swadhyaya jnana yajnascha. Some others are doing jnana yajna. That means what? They continuously meditate on jnana, on the equality of Jivatma with Paramatma. That is their subject of meditation. Jnana yajna. Or it can be offering of that jnana to others. A guru offering his jnana to a disciple. That is also a jnana yajna. He is engaged in that. Either he is continuously meditating on that jnana or he is offering that jnana to others, but he is ever in thought of that jnana. He is having no other thought. Some others are engaged in study of Vedas, etc., Swadhyaya. Some others are engaged in jnana, meditation, various steps of meditation up to Samadhi. That is Yoga Yajna. But what are they meditating upon? Ishvara only. And tapas, some other completely forgotten their body, they are merged entirely in Ishvara, that is tapas. Some others go on various tirthatanas and offer charity, dravya yajna. So various types. All are yatayaha samshita all are yatis, all are determined to complete their vrata. सर्वाणीन्द्रियकर्माणि प्राणकर्माणि चापरे आत्मसंयमयोगाग्नौ युग्मते ज्ञानदीपिते द्रव्ययज्ञास्तपो यज्ञा योगयज्ञास्तथा परे स्वाध्याय ज्ञानयज्ञाश्च यतयः संशितव्रताः. Some more yajnas he is going to describe in further shlokas. We will see them later on in the next session, next Saturday at 7:30 p.m. IST. So today we close for the day. And any questions?
Those who have questions, please unmute yourself, turn on your video and ask questions. Any questions, anybody? Those who have questions, please unmute yourself, turn on your video and ask questions.
I don't think we have questions, sir.
No questions.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So We close for the day. Nama Parvati Pataye Har Har Mahadeva Sarvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Shri Radharageshwari Jaya Janaki Ganta Smaranam Vede Rama Rama.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We'll meet again at the same time next week. Har Har Shankara, Jai Jai Shankara.